Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, finally, August 16th. And today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, NVDY, and MSTY. And I know I shared this yesterday on a YouTube post because I saw this shortly after yesterday's video, but these numbers are just crazy, right? The guy that left Chipotle, I guess, went to Starbucks, and no wonder why, right? His signing bonus, $10 million. Done. That alone, I'm in. Sign me up. And then a base salary, $1.6 million. Incentives up to $7.2 million. Annuity equity awards worth up to $23 million. Like, who is this guy? Is one person really worth that much money? I mean, Starbucks went up in price when I guess it was announced they were getting this guy. But look how much it cost them. You know, to what expense is this guy worth it? Again, I have no idea. I don't know. Obviously, Chipotle's done well, so maybe it's the right decision, but, I mean, these numbers are just insanity. Insanity. You know, just the signing bonus alone. You know, you got employees working Work on the counter, $15 an hour. They see this, they're like, what the hell? Anyway, let's move on. So yesterday was very, very green, unexpected. This is why you always have to be prepared and hopefully have some type of assignment when you're doing options. And luckily I had shares of TNA, only 100 shares though, with a $42 cost basis, which was a bad cost basis. But oddly enough, yesterday I was able to sell a call with an expiration date to next Friday, and I got 74 cents per share or $74. So I'll take it. And then at the same time, I have 400 shares of TSLY. I sold a call on them as well, $10, because that's my cost basis. And I got $53 for that deal. So the summary is I did a whole bunch of trades yesterday. The bottom were the two calls I just talked about. But I don't know if you remember, the day before, I sold 3 puts. I closed them yesterday, you know, basically close to 70 to 80% profit, you know, even higher. So, you know, like that $9 in the money put, I closed for 5 cents. And, you know, that was like an 85% profit in one day. So, again, sometimes you do like a buy to close. Like if you sell a put and the next day it flies up green, the stock goes up, then it costs like pennies on the, you know, very cheap to close, like 5 cents, 14 cents, 8 cents. 5 cents based on what I paid, then you would close it the next day because that's, you know, that one day profit makes it all worth it because you get your money back too. Again, I don't want to go into too much detail on this because I know some of you are not here for this, but I'm trying to take you guys along with a little bit on my options journey because I want to teach people, you know, the basics of options or help at least show them, you know, how good it is, like how much fun it is, number one, and number two, how much money you could really make. So anyway, I'll stop. And here we go. Here's the trades. TSLY had a trade. NVDY had a trade. Not just any trade, a gigantic trade. Like, look at this. What the heck is going on? I mean, I got home at a baseball meeting, and here we go. You know, we did the draft and everything, and I come home, I see this. I'm like, come on, man. Anyway, so what did they do? They did an S for sell. They sold a call, 816-260, and they BC'd a put, 816-260. All right, that's their synthetic. Yikes. I guess they had luck selling it in the streets for a penny. They got their penny selling that call. Look what they sold the put for, 46.06. Yeah, that sucks. And then they did a B for buy call, SS, short sale, and they sold the put, and that's a new synthetic, 210. But look at the expiration, 10/18. Okay, they went out 2 months, hallelujah. And then on the bottom right below that is the 265 synthetic. All right, they sold the call in the streets for a penny. They found the sucker, and they BC'd the put, and they paid a lot of money. And then the new position for that is 215. So they closed out the old synthetics and they opened a new. And they did scatter them still. So they have a 210 and a 215. So let's take a look and see what that looks like. All right, where is TSLY? All right, so we got the 260. So yesterday, 33,023 contracts. For the penny, they got $33,000 credit. For the put, they paid out $152 million. Again, don't go crazy. This was already baked into the NAV. In the end, they lost $152 million. This was a loss. It's now taxable. It's part of the income expense, whatever, income outgo. And it'll be, in the annual statement, right? So long story short, it's over. We're done. But for the month of August, this synthetic was nothing but a disaster. They lost $159 million. Yikes. Now the other synthetic, obviously not much, not better, because the only thing better about it was less contracts, 1,315 contracts. The penny got them a whole 1,315. And then the 5177 payment, it was 6.8 million. So for this one, they lost about 6.8 million. For the month, they lost 6.8 million. So in the end, obviously both synthetics, we knew they were going to lose, so this is not anything surprising. But obviously now it's done with. We can move on, and we'll check the numbers in the payment details when we get there. So the new synthetic, 33,023 contracts. What did this cost to start the position? It cost about 19.9 million. Let's check. Tesla price 214. All right, so I don't know what Tesla prices was when they started this position, but it was probably higher than the strike. So they did have to pay a decent amount. You kind of want to get a little closer. You want the put credit to be a little closer to the call. But in the end, they did pay 19.9 million to start this new position. But hopefully, when all said and done, they make beyond that, because this strike expires 10/18. This synthetic contracts expire 10/18, 64 days away. All right, 64 days away. Can they do better than 210? 64 days away? You would hope so. But again, this is Tesla. Right? Tesla could be 300 by then. Tesla could be back to 180 by then. Who knows, man? All right, so let's go to the other synthetic, see what that looks like. That one cost them only 52,000, because you see here the call was 2.5 and the put was 2.4. Obviously, the price for this position was a little closer, because obviously, look at the strike compared to Tesla's strike. Maybe they should have just put it all on the 215. It would have saved them some money. But either way, this is the other position now, 64 days away as well. We'll see how it goes. So the synthetic Band-Aid is ripped off. All right, August tab. Obviously, Tesla, most of you know, had a very, very good day. Tesla went up 6.34%. It does this, man. It does this. TSLY went up 3.16%. So the fact that it does this, we're probably not prepared, right? So look at TSLY's gains. It's half. It's half of what Tesla did. So what does that mean? That means we're getting capped. We are capped. So our call is, the debit for the call is cost, that's in the net asset value. It's pushing down, right? The synthetics obviously is helping. It's bringing up the price, and then the call is bringing it back down. So obviously we are in the money, but by how much? All right, so here we go. 33,023 contracts. The 207.50 is 3.1% in the money. So that's how much. And then the 1,315 contracts has a 210 strike. That's 1.93% in the money. Okay, so hopefully, again, this is Friday. Hopefully, Tesla settles down, moves back down a little bit, corrects itself, and maybe we can close these out. The sweet spot today is 210.85. Right now, Tesla's at 214, so let's just say 210. In reality, we want 207.50. But we'll take what we can get at this point. We don't want to have a loss, because we just lost a lot of money on the synthetic. We don't want to lose a lot in the weeklies too. All right. but we'll see how it plays out. Outstanding shares, no movement. So let's look at the recap. 30-day IV is 49%. Outstanding shares, 50,550,000. Total net income, 11.9 million. Total distribution, 24 cents. Daily income, 2 cents a day. Daily yield, 0.17%. And if you annualize that, that's 62% yield. Again, hopefully that's not ruined when all's said and done. Yeah, the synthetic drowning was happening yesterday. No, asking for help. There's no help. There's no bailout. You can't bail out the synthetic. The synthetic is done. It is what it is. The weekly certainly can't bail it out this week. So, all right. So here's the mess, right? So if you look here, did I update the formula? Yes, I did. So it adds the synthetic 210 plus the synthetic 215. So the synthetic loss is 185 million for the month. If there's something, if it makes you feel better, I've been tracking this since November, which is the beginning of the fiscal year. So for the fiscal year, we are actually making money, for the synthetic, 22.8 million. So again, in the beginning, obviously, right, if you look, we have credit, we made 167 million in November. We made 34 million in December. We lost a shitload of money, and then we made a shitload of money in June and July. So again, I know this sucks looking at this, but I just wanted to mention that. Short call income, we made 11.9 million. However, overall, you can see we did lose money of 9.4 million. All right. So if we look at net income, obviously for the month, forget it. There's no way we're making that up unless Tesla goes crazy. But so we have to focus on the short call income, the weekly income. And that comes to 24 cents per share. Okay, 24 cents per share. Now, I did decide to make my, a little like a calculator looking thing. We'll call it ROD estimator. So my ROD estimator is showing we would get paid 71 cents or a 62% yield. Let me know what you think of the new ROD estimator. Figured I'd make it a little fancier. All right, so let's go to the holdings. Really not much to talk about. Obviously, they got the new synthetics in there, the 210, the 215. Those are the puts. And then obviously the 210, the 215, the calls in orange. Right now, we have the calls expiring today. These are costly right now, 505 and 713 per share. We want Tesla to go down today. There's no way around it. We want Tesla to go down today, and then the cost to close these will go down. If Tesla continues to go up, or if Tesla stays flat, we're going to lose money on the weeklies, But we can only, it is what it is. The market does what it does, but we can only hope for the best here. But the good news is the net asset value is approaching 700 mil again. So we got 694.3 mil. The NAV is at 1374 and the trade price is 1372. All right. So that's TSLY. One thing I didn't check, just to recap real quick, how far out of the money did they originally go so we can judge them? They went 4.36% out of the money and they went 5.61% out of the money. And I've seen worse, and they went after a yield of 59 to 76%. So in reality, like the 76%, yeah, that could have been a little less aggressive, but overall, it's nothing crazy, if that makes people feel better. All right, NVDY. So obviously TSLY, yeah, we've had better days. It's gonna definitely get better. Tesla's been looking pretty green lately. Today we need red though. We'll see. NVDY, what the heck happened here? All right, so S and then another S. All right, they sold a call. 115, 920 expiration. Obviously, they're selling the synthetic, and then they BC the put. All right, so this is rare that it's in that order, but it is. All right, so because it's usually SBC. So they basically closed out 37,300 contracts from the 115, and they opened 30,000 contracts on the 116. The reason they did not open 37 or the 7,300, obviously they lost some shares. People probably sold out, so that's why. And then obviously they BC'd 66,790 shares, and they SS'd short sell, sold a call into not next week, but 8:30 again. What the heck are they doing? By the way, I have to correct something from yesterday. I'll do that in a second. And they sold a call. You'll notice they closed 66,790 contracts, but only opened 59,490. Difference being the 7,300 because, again, people sell out of this, the ETF. So the money's not there. So obviously it's shown here. Normally, if that was the only trade they do, you would just see them selling it out of the synthetic and then selling it out of the weekly. But now they're doing it like combined, doing it at the same time of all this big mess, to make my life a little harder yesterday. All right, so let's go to NVDY. So they have the synthetic, the 115. So they closed out two different portions here. They closed out the 30,000 contracts and the 7,300 contracts. So the good news is they made money, right? Because you could see the call credit is worth way more than the put debit. So for the 40.3 million, they only had to pay 16.2. For the 9.6 million credit, they only had to pay 4 million. Let's see if I can highlight these for you to see what they made without it going crazy. Boom. Of course, it won't show in the screen, but whatever. So we'll just do the math ourselves. Well, we got like 24 million plus, we'll just say 5 million. So 29 million, 29 to 30 million. So that's good money. All right. So if you go down here, we still have 29,490 contracts. So why did they not close all of them? This is a question I have once I saw the numbers when they for the call, but we'll get to that in a second. But either way, we're making profits for this synthetic, which is good. So again, this synthetic expires in 36 days. Now the other synthetic, they moved 30,000 contracts here. But look what it cost them. Because this, keep in mind, the price of this synthetic it's a 116 strike. It closed at 122 yesterday. So it's above the strike price of this synthetic. What that means is they're going to pay a decent penny to start a position. So my question is, why not start another synthetic at the money, right? At the money to 122. That way, eventually, we'll have the 116 and the 122. Or do the 122 with a 10/18 expiration, which is what the others have, right? I don't know why we would force it up $1, when we're going to basically take away the profits we just made closing out the 115, right? 116, it's a freaking $1 away. And then we can have scattered synthetics. I know that may be too scattered, but still, I don't know. That's just my thought right there because, look at it's just taking away like all that money we just made, right? It's taking like right now, what, $21 million, $21 million for that transaction, to add it to here. So, yeah, what do we say we made? 29 to 30 million, 21 million gone. I don't know. That's just my thought. But anyway, this synthetic 50,000 contracts total now, 36 days away. We'll see how it goes. GOAT not being the GOAT, you know what I mean? All right, NVIDIA, how'd you do yesterday? You went up 4.05%. NVIDIA just, hanging around with your little 1.05% gain. So, we've been capped. Right? We've been capped. So, yeah. NVIDIA, slow down, please. Slow down. All right. Where are we at here? So, here's the mess. They closed out. If you go back to the trade, I'll just show you. So, on the bottom, see the bottom two? BC. So, they closed out 66,790 contracts. It cost them $11.20. $11.20. Yikes. So let's look at the damage. So I plug that in the close price, column I, right? And then it does the calc. And then I go over here to call debit. So how much did it cost us? We lost 74.8 million. Obviously, yes, always keep in mind it's already baked into the net asset value. So you don't really see anything on the NAV, on the trade price, right? But now you're seeing it on the taxable income. It'll be on the annual statement. So it's going to reflect as a loss. So this particular trade, it was a loss oh, profit loss. You know, I've been trying to make it red, and who can keep track of this crap anymore? But now 63 million is what they lost on that trade. So if we go back, let's see. Okay, so they started the position. It was 5.74% out of the money, and that yielded, well, I don't know what it yielded anymore. I guess I could check like this. Here we go. It yielded 73%, which I guess that's kind of aggressive. So, but still, I mean, I don't know. Nothing real, I guess you could do, because 5.74% of the money, and they were 9.65% in the money. They did have today, right? They did have today. So should they have closed it? Should they have closed it yesterday? I don't know. If NVIDIA goes down today, we're going to be pissed. If NVIDIA goes up, we're going to say they're awesome. So anyway, let's look at the new trade. So the new trade from yesterday, that's the 59,490 contracts. Because again, we lost 7,300 contracts due to people selling out. This is a 130 strike, 8:30 expiration. Okay. This is 5.81% out of the money. Yesterday's 20,000 contracts was 5% out of the money. Look what happened. It's already 0.93% out of the money. And it expires 8:30, 2 weeks away. Not even 1 week away, 2 weeks away. Yikes. We need NVIDIA to do nothing. All right? We need NVIDIA. I don't know, man. We'll see. But it's they're going to play around with the synthetic and hopefully turn this around. But yikes, what a mess. Also, yesterday, I mentioned the annualized should be double, but I'm incorrect. Again, my annualized yield, that calculates automatically based on the number of days. So it does take into consideration the expiration date, minus the date of the trade. So the annualized is the annualized. So I needed to correct that. I screwed up. I remember this when I was sweating, jogging yesterday, because I do listen to the premiere so I can chat with everyone while I'm jogging. So the 30-day IV is 61%. These two are yielding 75 and 91%. Okay. Again, a little aggressive, but they could have went much further out of the money. It might, maybe not much further, but definitely 7%. I don't know. I'm just guessing 7 to 8%, maybe 10%. I don't know. It's just 2 weeks out. Look at that. 2 weeks out they go, and 1 day they're almost in the money. So if NVIDIA goes on a tear, these calls were kind of like a waste, to be honest. All right. Anyway, outstanding shares, no movement. Where was the decrease? I don't see it, but whatever. All right. Recap is 30-day IV, 61%. Outstanding shares, 38,850,000. Total net income does not exist anymore. It's a loss of 42 million. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. I did not update this. My bad. So I will have to pick an emoji with you. Yeah, it's kind of not the best moves. So I don't know what we should pick here. Maybe we'll give them an angry face, because some of the moves are questionable, so they're getting angry. They're getting angry face, right? Angry face. So I don't know. I just think they could have made better moves, especially with the synthetic. All right, so let's go to the payment details. The synthetic is 10.3 million. The loss on the weeklies is 42 million. So our net income is a loss of 31 million. So right now we're not making any money. So we have a loss on the total income. We have a loss on the short call income. So our nice clean ROD estimator cannot be used. Obviously, they're not going to take 325 from us. So, again, a couple things can happen. NVIDIA can go down and we can win the weeklies. All right, good, right? And then we could open a new position for next week. Or NVIDIA could fly high. We'll pay our ass off on the weeklies, and then they'll roll the synthetic probably to a higher price, which is kind of what they should have done yesterday, but whatever. All right, let's see what NVDY holdings look like. So they got the 115 and this 116 put, dollar off, whatever. They do have earnings coming up. We have to keep that in mind. So a lot can happen with that. But every time I feel like NVIDIA has earnings, it's always good news. So yeah, those are what the puts are worth, and here's what the calls are worth. So they do have that like in their back pocket right now. They can make money on both of them. Imagine if they closed both of them and they just opened a higher strike price. But yeah, would that fix the problem? I think it would. The overall net income. What do we got? We got about 107 mil. I don't know. We'll run the numbers later. It doesn't matter. But the important part is what we got going on today in blue. These are the weeklies, and they're in danger. So we'll see what happens today. We need a red market. That's what it looks like for all these. Net asset value of NVIDIA is approaching 1 billion. So that's the good news. It's at 971 mil. The NAV is 2502, and the trade price is 25. Could be much higher, but it's at 25. All right, GOAT. Not so much GOAT. Let's move on to other things. I guess, what do we do? We did TSLY, we did NVDY, so I guess we'll do CONY. So CONY, no trades. They got, they just got the 210 strike price for the synthetic. 6.13% away, but 36 days away. So beauty is we don't care. Now we look at the August tab, and we can go and see how they did yesterday. And it's oddly enough, they stayed flat, kind of. They did go up, 0.59%, and then CONY beat it. CONY went up 0.77%. So these are the kind of days we like with these funds, right? We don't want the big jump ups or the big jump downs. Some may do. I don't. So anyway, let's look where we're at. They got a whole bunch of positions. We know this. So the lowest position, which is the largest position, $200 strike price, 15,800 contracts. That's 1.46% out of the money. So we need another day like yesterday. All right, let's close out the week like that. And then they got, over 9,000 contracts, 202.50, 2.73% out of the money. And then they got over 8,000 contracts, 207.50, 5.27% out of the money. So little wiggle room, but not much. So coin, stay still today. Outstanding shares, nothing. No, nothing. All right, 30-day IV, 62%. Outstanding shares, 40,650,000. Net income from the weeklies, 12.3 million. Distribution, 30 cents. Daily income, 3 cents a day. Daily yield, 0.19%. Annualize that sucker, 70%. All right. Now, again, they don't want to talk. They don't want to jinx it. They're just like, shh, let's let this day, let's let time value go. Come on. We got this, right? What should they do? Should they close their positions at the open? That's one way to look at it, right? I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the closing prices were for those. All right, synthetic loss, 51 million. All right, we knew that. Short call income, 12.3 million. That's 30 cents per share. ROD estimator says 91 cents, 70% yield. You got it. Now, this is not good, obviously. Hopefully they can make some more money because this is not acceptable as a CONY shareholder. You want more money. Okay, so here's the holdings. Obviously, you have the put and you have the call, pink and orange. We're not going to talk about that. That expires, in a while. So in blue, these are the weeklies, right? So if off the bat they closed it at the open, we don't know what the open price is going to be, but this is the closing price. Obviously, if coin is green on the open, then these are going to cost more. If coin is red on the open, these are going to cost less. But we can only go with what we have. So they cost anywhere from 40 cents to $1.85. So if we go back here, how much, let's look at the 200. Actually, let's look at the $200 strike price. So the $200 strike price costs $185 per share to close, okay? $185. Now, we made $368, okay? So $368, that yielded us approximately 83%. They strive to yield their 30-day IV. So will they close it out early? My thinking is based on prior interviews is only if it yields their IV. So if I plug in that 185, if I go here and I do 1.85, then what happens? All right, then it shows me how much I'm yielding now. That's a 41% annualized yield. All right, that's slightly below the 30-day IV. It's not that bad, but it just shows they may not do that. And that's assuming it's going to cost $1.85, which, if we're green like yesterday for, the market's been green. So then forget it. And it's not gonna cost that cheap, and we're not gonna be even near that. But as of right now, it's possible, right? That is a thought. Certainly the 207.50, which is the bottom one, the high one, that costs 40 cents, right? So to me, that would be a no-brainer, right? The 207.50. There's two different positions for that, and so that if the market opens flat or red, why not just freaking close these right off the bat? Because you never know, man. It's Friday. Typically, I feel like Fridays are red, but who knows? Anyway, just wanted to give my thoughts on that. CONY net asset value 639.4 mil. CONY NAV 1573, and CONY trade price is 1570. All right, let's move on to GOAT number 2, MSTY. So they have a synthetic of 139. This 139 expires October 18th, 64 days away. So it's a beauty. Let's leave it alone. Don't touch it. Don't even talk to it. All right. So what do we got here? We got MSTR going up. Not much, a little bit. 1.17%. MSTY went up 0.95%. All right. Nice calm day. I'll take it, right? Nice relaxing. Nice day to sit at the beach. Watch your MSTY and MSTR go up together. All right, so what do we got for the week, though? What do we got? Today, the top contract, one trading day. 29,750 contracts at 141 strike price. 6.9% out of the money. I don't know what I'm doing there, but trying to sound like Vince McMahon maybe. But anyway, 6.9% out of the money with one trading day. Hell yeah, I'll take it. Looking good. Looking real good for MSTY. What about the position they open next week? 823 expiration, 630 contracts, 140 strike, 6.14% of the money. Not as good. That leaves a wiggle room of 1% gain a day. But again, MSTR, who the hell knows? So, outstanding shares, oh my God, we have movement here, 25,000, which is one creation unit added. 30-day IV, 76%. Outstanding shares, 18,150,000. Total net income, 11.3 million. Total distribution, 63 cents. Daily income of 6 cents. Daily yield, 0.27%. Annualize that, 98%. Not bad. Not bad numbers at all. So, MSTY Fund Manager, they're waiting to make money. They're kind of yawning because it was a boring day yesterday. So they're just waiting to the weekends because they know, they're like, we got this. We're going to win. We're going to win. Win, baby. But they still have that synthetic loss, 47 mil. So let's just look at the short call income, 11.3 million so far for the month of August. Short call per share, 63 cents. Now, let's run that into the ROD estimator. That's an estimate of $1.88. That's a 97% yield. Oddly enough, I don't think people would be happy with that. That's pretty damn good. I mean, if you're gonna get $1.88 next month and be angry about that, I mean that just shows how far we've come with these crazy investments. But obviously you could see, okay, the first month, $4, a little ridiculous. Second month, $2.50, okay, still ridiculous. The following month, $3, back to $2, $1.94. So now, we're in the dollar range. I know people want $2, but, they're greedy bastards. You guys listening, most of you are greedy bastards. I am a greedy bastard as well. I get it, man, I get it. But right now, that's what the ROD estimator is showing, so I'm sorry. But guess what? The good news is if we win our weeklies and we plug in the new weeklies, you'll see what the estimator shows, and it's going to be much better. If they win their weeklies, that is. All right, so let's go to the holdings information. So we have the 2 in blue, all right? So see the 8/16 expiration at the top? Costs 30 cents to close that. Bye-bye. And then the one for next week, obviously we don't want to talk about that, but it's a little more costly. They're not going to close it anyway. But obviously they could close out this one early, right? 30 cents, no brainer. What about the put? The 139 put, the 139 call, the synthetic, it's expires in October. We don't care, but obviously the orange is less than the pink because MSTR is priced below the synthetic strike. Now, net asset value, 423 million. The NAV is 23.31, trade price 23.26. Most MSTY investors want to see this back up to 30, which of course it's possible. It depends, right? Me personally, I got my, I'm still waiting for my wife's company to release her 401k. It's still linked to her freaking company. So I can't do an early withdrawal because my plan is to move that money to a taxable brokerage in her name. And that taxable brokerage will be the car payment. The car payment's coming from there. And Misty's going to pay it. Misty's going to pay the majority of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy enough Misty that would cover the car payment. And then I'll always make sure whatever the distribution is, Misty's distribution will cover it. Anything on top of that, I will decide then to either put more into Misty or put more into other funds. And then as time goes on, if I'm making a lot more money than the car payment, I will begin to pay off the car early. In the beginning, I'm just going to pay the car payment. No rush, right? Let it flow. No, don't go crazy. Leave a lot in cash. But of course, I'll need some cash for the early withdrawal penalty and should there be any taxable gains. Because it was a Roth, so obviously I don't have to pay the taxes on the original contributions. But if there were taxable gains, I should have to pay that. I don't honestly think there is much, if any, because it hasn't, I haven't done too well with that. Plus, I took a loss on some of the sells I did. Of course, most of the stocks I just sold went up like the last 2 days. But whatever, I don't care. I'm moving on. But anyway, that's the update on that if you guys care. But yes, I'm gonna be big MSTY holder. I am a believer now, and it's gonna pay my car payment, my wife's car payment. All right, so let's go to the pre-market. Oh, before I wanted to let you guys know, Defiance has launched a new fund, and it's called MSTX. All right, let's click it. Let's go here, MSTX. It's a daily target 1.75x long MSTR ETF. Why not go the 2? I'll have to ask Sylvia. But either way, they went 1.75x. Okay, that's pretty damn awesome, right? So basically, it's a almost double leverage fund of MSTR. So when did they launch? Let's see. 8/14? When's that? What's today? 8/16. All right, so they launched 2 days ago, but there's no net assets. Obviously, this is just not updated. But anyway, it's just a 1.7x leverage fund of MSTR. So for those of you who want to trade do options on MSTR, hopefully the starting price of this, does it have the starting price? No. Hopefully it's cheap. And then we could do options on it. Oh, they got some action there. All right, we'll see though. I have no idea. It'll show soon. I'll let you guys know when it does. But either way, I just wanted to let you guys know that we now have an MSTR leveraged fund, almost double. Maybe this is a safer play. Maybe we're not too risky to go to, or maybe 2 won't be approved on MSTR. Maybe that's why. I don't know. All right, let me get to this because the time is probably late. Let me check. Holy crap! It's 6:01. All right, real quick. Tesla is up 0.52%, 215. TSLY is up 0.22%, 1375. NVDY is up 0.59%, 123. NVDY is up 0.68%, 25.17. This is not good. We don't want green. COIN is up 1.89%. It's at $200.85. CONY is up 1.27%, $15.90. MSTR is up, 2.38%, 135 strike. They have room though. MSTY is up 2.11%. They're at 23.75. TSLL still going up. It's up 0.92%. Again, this is as of 6:02 a.m. It's at 988. TNA, I don't really want this to go up, but it's going up 1.3%. It's at 40.49. AMDY is up 0.35%. It's at 14.22. AMZY is up 0.62%. 1950. BTC is up 2.74%. 58,622. So we kind of wanted a flat or down market. We are not getting that. We are getting a green market as of 6:03 a.m. But hopefully by the time the market opens at 9:30 a.m., we get red and it goes down and then we win some calls. But if not, we'll play it by ear and we'll make some decisions then. All right. So that's the update on all of the positions. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we'll try again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday's video. And, you know, that's the closeout for the week. We'll see how it goes. If you enjoy this content, please always remember to hit the like button. And I'm approaching 15,000 subscribers. So obviously, if you don't subscribe and you want to, feel free. And if you have any questions, concerns, leave them in the comments below. And yeah, that's all I got. So keyword time. Again, I'm rushing because I need to get this upload before 6:30. Keyword is, I don't know, man. You know, go red, you know. Go red. Market needs to go red for some of these funds, you know, to win out the weeklies. So, you know, market, go red. That's the key word. Market, go red. Market, go red. Market, go red. We'll see what happens at the open, though. Friday could be a red day, sell-off day, right? Market, go red. Anyway, if you made it this far in the video, you want to prove it, all you have to do is type in the comments, market, go red. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Let me get this uploaded so I don't get yelled at by TC, Matt, and the others. But anyway, I'm out of here. Have a great day. Later.